Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz and today I'm going to be playing Poison Storm. And if you're not familiar with this deck, we're going to draw cards and infect our opponent and they are going to lose. The entire game plan is to draw cards until you win the game, which is probably my favorite thing to do. So we're going to start the poison on our opponent with Infectious Inquiry, which is draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life, each opponent gets a poison counter. Once they have a poison counter, we're going to start proliferating. Contentious Plan, Experimental Augury, Steady Progress, and Vivisearch's Insight. So we have 16 proliferations. That means we have 20 ways to poison our opponent. If we don't find the inquiry fast enough, yeah, we might deck ourselves and we might not get there. But I think that playing Prologue to Physresis is a very not good way to do it, because Prologue to Physresis is just draw a card. It does start the combo. I'm not sure what else I would play over, maybe one chalice, but I like to play this as kind of a big mana deck. That's another kind of stall deck similar to Familiars. We have 4 snaps to generate mana and stall our opponent. We have Weather the Storm to stall our opponent. We have Everflowing Chalice and Pentad Prism, which we can proliferate on to get bunches and oodles of mana. And then we have the depletion lands with Hickory, Woodlot, Peat Bog, and Sappers and Scary that are all, they enter with 2 depletion counters, and when the depletion counters go away, you have to sacrifice the land. But since we're always proliferating, we never have to sacrifice the land, giving us basically Tron mana, a very large mana advantage. So in this specific list, what I'm doing is I'm cutting Lorien Revealed and I'm playing 4 of Deep Analysis. I think that Deep Analysis is a little bit better in Poison Storm because we have the mana to cast it effectively, and it draws 4 cards for 1 card instead of Lorien drawing 3 cards. Plus, Lorien fetching a land is like worst case scenario for the deck, in which if you actually fetch a land, now you're down a card draw spell, which I don't like. Just allowed me to play more of like this all 4 ofs deck. In the sideboard, we have Dispel and Bring the Ending, which are anti-counter spells. We have basically 8 slots to cut for it, with Snaps and Weather Storms if we're in a hard control matchup. We have Scatter Shot for Fairies, Breath Weapon to clear the board for something like Elves or a Go Wide deck. And then we have 3 Moments Peace to round it out. I think that I'd rather have 4 of the removal spells, but who knows? You know, sometimes this is a pairing-based matchup. The deck here is called Eat Midrange because it does eat midrange decks alive. It's somewhat bad versus fast combo versus fast decks that are maybe low to the ground, like Kiln Fiend. You could potentially put in some Hydroblast over some of these counter spells, but I'm going to just go with Dispel. Dispel generally very good versus Pyroblast. If you have any questions about the list, let me know. There's also going to be an update to the sideboard guide for this specific list, so that's on patreon.com/kalikaiz. I will see you in the matches. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in round 1 versus Vivarilla93. We have a turn 1 Pentad Prism, but no real follow-up, so we should mulligan. Here I have a Pentad Prism. I think I keep this. We're going to put back an island and send it over. If they're on burn, I really want the Weather Storm. They're on, looks like some sort of terror deck. So we'll play the Sappers and Scary out and pass the turn. If they tap their mana, I can go Island Petal for a Pentad Prism. I will play out my island, and I think I'm passing the turn. Terror is going to be kind of rough because Weather Storm doesn't help too much versus a large amount of terrors. We find another Scary, which is pretty good. That means that I don't have to burn my depletion playing the Experimental Augury. Opponent brainstorms. What I'm looking for, okay, they mental note, milling Deep Analysis, plays a Delver of Secrets. Let's try an Experimental Augury. See if I can find a land, power up my lands here. So I find Infectious Inquiry. I think I do have to keep that, which is not feeling that good, but we have to keep this Inquiry. And then I can just pass the turn, or I can try a Contentious Plan. That would lose to a Spell Pierce. So I think I'm passing. We have to find a spot to land this Inquiry, and then we can go over the top of them. Opponent brainstorms. Terror is always going to be a difficult matchup for us. Their Delver is going to flip on a Thought Scour. They seem to be representing Counterspell plus Spell Pierce. They Thought Scour down a Sleep of the Dead and an island and play an island. Here they play a Serpent, holding up Counterspell, huh? I will try this everflowing chalice. Having the mana advantage is going to be good if I can make it work. So we'll go contentious plan. They're good with that. Find a sap prism scary. I'm going to pass. Put in Thought Scours. Milling a Delver and a Tolarian Terror. Okay. I'm going to end step this Steady Progress. They're getting in for 9. They Deep Analysis themselves. Plays an island. We'll play Steady Progress. They might use their Spell Pierce here. It's kind of like trading 1 for 1, but this gives me a bit of mana. We find another Weather Storm. Let's see if this Lotus Petal will resolve. Then I will attempt to snap the Cryptic Serpent, because they have to spend 2 mana on that, and it's a 6-power creature. Untap my 2 lands. Pay for a Deep Analysis targeting myself. I could have maybe done that first, because then I could have untapped a non-blue land. Yeah. Let's Deep Analysis myself again. I got a 5 life. We'll play the Peat Bog. I'll cast Experimental Augury. That's my 4th proliferation spell. We're going to take another Infectious Inquiry here. And then I'm going to, let's see. I could Deep Analysis myself, but then I don't have the mana to pay for a Weather Storm. Storm is currently 5. I sort of feel like Storm is going to be higher on the next turn. So I'm going to pass. Opponent will attack in for 3. Let's see if they replay their Serpent or just hold up a bajillion counterspells. They go Cryptic Serpent. We'll start with a pentad prism. They probably do counterspell this. They didn't counterspell it. That's huge for me. All right, so we're going to go hold control, cast Infectious Inquiry. I'll tap the chalice, cast Steady Progress, resolve the Steady Progress. I'll make green. I'll cast Weather Storm. They counterspell the Infectious Inquiry. I will try another Infectious Inquiry. They counterspell again. I will play Island and gain a bunch of life. Gain 24 life. So I've used 7 Infect right now. That means this Vivid Surgeon's Insight is pretty important, and our opponent has used 2 counterspells. We have to find our other Infect before they find a counterspell. It's really one of the risks of playing only 4 Infect in the main deck. If I had another Infect, I wouldn't necessarily have this Chalice, and I don't think I would have been able to go through them. They are slamming a bunch of creatures, 2 cards left in hand. I can start with the Deep Analysis or start with the Vivid Surgeon's Insight. I think the Insight is fine. Cast Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Draw 3 cards. Did not find the infection. Alright, so we'll Deep Analysis. Opponent has a very large amount of power on the table. I don't know exactly how much. Deep Analysis again. Find another Prism. Play the Prism. Play Island. Play Lotus Petal. Let's Steady Progress. We are still trying to find the Infectious Inquiry. So I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be 10. And then I probably can't live from there. I'm going to deck myself. We'll just cast this Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Cast Pentad Prism. And then we'll cast Weather Storm. We can't afford to cast any of our draw spells until we hit the... Oops. Make green. It's unfortunate that the very first match we are showing why you would want to put the Prologue to Physresis in your deck. And it's a choice that I made. They play a Force Spike. I don't care. They reveal a Mental Note. So they've got 12, 17, 23 power. They'll slam a Lorien Revealed, trying to find another counterspell. Best case scenario, I draw exactly Infectious Inquiry right now. We've seen a lot of cards. There's only 26 left in the deck. Okay, Deep Analysis is okay. Try Deep Analysis on myself. I'll go again. I'll go again. I don't know if I can actually win if I don't find my spell here. I'll go again. Come on. We're drawing lots of cards. There's the Infectious Inquiry. Okay. And now we chain. Play the Island. Play the Lotus Petal. Play another Lotus Petal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I just don't know if we have enough. Cast with Multi-Kicker. All right, let's start chaining. I'll draw a card blind. Make a bunch of mana. They're at 2 poison. I have to cast every single proliferation spell, though. Well, I have a snap, so that can generate mana too. And it's really kind of pointless for me to continuously upgrade my lands. So I'm just going to upgrade and poison them here. Well, let's go steady progress. They're at 5. Okay, this puts them to 6. Another prism. We'll go blue for snap, bounce the serpent, untap, cast Vivisurge's Insight. They're at 7. We'll snap another serpent. Will I have enough power? We'll cast Vivisurge's Insight. They go to 8. I'll just put this chalice on the table. I don't even know if that's worth it. Let's not do that. We have 3 cards left on our deck. Cast Augury. I think I actually can win if they don't... Wow, we just found another Augury. Sick. That is lethal. Cast Augury. Computer's chugging a little bit. Take a land. Wait, no. Target you? Sick. Amazing. That was really, really sweet. Okay, we ended up taking down game 1 against Mono Blue Terror, where we had exactly enough poison to win the game. I can't believe it. All right, so we like dispels here. The question is what to cut. And I'm not even positive what to cut. I like the chalices because I think going over the top of them is good. Snap is probably a little medium. You could also bring in the moments piece, but it seemed like chaining off enough got us there. Let's trim on chalice, snap, and then we need 2 more cuts. I mean, we could just try cutting 2 steady progress because they're the weakest card, and we only have 18. Let's see if that works. This is, sideboarding for this is sort of a work in progress. Some other versions of Poison Storm are playing Pyroblast, and that can be more helpful against a mono blue deck, of course. All right, here we are. This hand is pretty good if we can actually resolve our spells. Opponent leads on a Delver. That's not amazing for me. We'll go Peat Bog and pass the turn. So having an artifact plus our proliferation is just so strong that we're keeping. They get in for 3. I'll play Scary, pass the turn. Opponent Thought Scours, milling Brainstorm Island. They Thought Scour, milling Terror and Thought Scour, so they have 3 in the graveyard. Boards of Terror. They get in for 3. Ponder. So there's a chance I could cast my spells here. They don't make a land drop. Okay, so they might have a null. Let's start with a contentious plan. Or maybe I snap their creature first. This is very tough. I think I'm just going to cast Experimental Augury and look for a land. We find another Augury. And then I'll cast Contentious Plan. Or I can Augury looking for a land. Or I can Chalice. Feel that they showed us Force Spike previously, right? So let's just play the Contentious Plan. Here's the Force Spike, I'm sure. No. Okay. We find another Prism. So we'll pass and discard Deep Analysis. And then I can tap for 4, snap your creature, go Prism, Prism, Chalice, Augury, which would be pretty sick. Let's see if that'll work out for me. They Thought Scoured on my turn and milled Island Delver. They get in for 3. Triple Prism. Go ahead and snap your Delver. Maybe they counterspell. Then I'll just put the Pentad Prism on the table. But if they're playing something like Steel Sabotage, they can get it off the table. Okay, they let that resolve. I'll try Pentad Prism. They have an null. We'll try a Pentad Prism and another Pentad Prism. Okay, let's see if they do anything on end step. That would be the best case scenario because I could use the Experimental Augury. They did not. They don't seem to have like a Force Spike. Plays a Delver. We have Vivisurgeon's Insight. I'll try Experimental Augury. They didn't have a Dispel or anything. Okay, I can take... What's my plan here? I probably just want maximum of the proliferation. I'll take Vivisurgeon's Insights and then play out a Chalice. They're going to counterspell. That's not good. So I will play Infectious Inquiry. Find a Dispel a little bit too late. A little bit too late there. Not good. They find a Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Don't know if I Dispel here. That doesn't seem good. Plays Island. They're getting in for 3. We're almost dead because I haven't found a second land. I took the Infectious Inquiry over the... Oh god. Okay, we find Steady Progress. So at least I can use Steady Progress here. I only have 4 mana. Lotus Petal. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. If this resolves, we're looking to find a Snapper Weather. Envelop. Bummer. I'll dispel. Draw 3. Poison you. But we're toast. Yeah. So they rode their Delver to victory, mostly because I didn't draw lands. The snap seemed good. Spell is obviously necessary. They have so many nulls. I think I'm going to cut the chalice, bring in snap. No, cut 1 snap. We'll bring back in 2 steady progress. We're trying to play first this time. Okay, we'll keep. Play Peat Bog, pass the turn. Funny that they brought in Envelop, right? So on turn 4, we can go deep analysis, deep analysis. We'll play a Woodlot out. It's sketchy just to play 50 deep analysis when you know your opponent just has counterspells. You know, you have to draw lands. They play out an island, and then on my end step, they play Brainstorm. They're just passing. Okay, we find a Woodlot. I will play that and pass. The goal is to find land drops. They play an island and pass. Okay. I'll play an island, and I will pass. They play a 5th land and pass. We have a deep analysis. We don't have to do anything, so I will just pass the turn. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. I'm looking for Dispel, I suppose. They play a Cryptic Serpent out. We find an island. Let's try a Pentad Prism. Opponent goes a null. Play another Pentad Prism. Another a null. I'll cast Deep Analysis, targeting myself. I'm expecting them to envelop this. I don't think envelop is that good versus me, but that's fine. We'll cast a Lotus Petal. Storm is 6. How about a Weather Storm? Your turn. They have a 6/5, and I have 41 life. They can envelop the Contentious Plan and put me back a lot, but I don't know if that's their plan specifically. Opponent goes Ponder. We would love to see them tap out for a Lorien Revealed and just draw 3 cards and not play an island. My turn. I will try the Deep Analysis from the graveyard. Here's the Envelop. I'll pass. They swing in for 6 again, 5 cards in hand. Plays a Serpent, so now they have 12 power on the table. We will attempt a Contentious Plan. Opponent goes Counterspell. Gonna try and resolve a Steady Progress. We have another Counterspell. Play Lotus Petal. Let's just infect them. Dang, I should have really have waited. I think I threw because I got impatient. If I had gone to the next turn, I would have had this Dispel to protect one of my proliferations, and as it is, we've gotten toast. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop it up. I think that's my bad. I think Terror is a hard matchup anyway. We did take game 1, and we're 0-1 on to round 2. We're here in round 2 versus Gingerbread Man. Last time I faced them, they were playing White Weenie with the Black Splash. We don't have a good enough hand to keep, so we'll mulligan. This hand is really good. We'll keep. So we can put back the Infectious Inquiry or the Weather the Storm. I think we have to put back the Weather the Storm. Our plan is to go Prism on turn 2 plus Contentious Plan. We'll untap with 5 mana. The opponent plays a Mardu Devotee. We'll play out the Hickory Woodlot. Opponent attacks in for 1. We could maximize the poison if we... Alright, I'm just going to go pentad into proliferate. Like, if we tried to go Peat Bog this turn, then on turn 3 go Infectious plus Contentious Plan, we'd be ahead on poison a little bit. But here we have our mana online. Opponent plays a Novice Inspector. They're going to get in for 2. Maybe they have the Leo. They do not have the Leo. I'm at 17. I find a snap. So let's go. I guess I can play the Peat Bog. If I snap, I'm using 2 mana. I'll have 1, 2, 3. That doesn't work out. I'm just going to go black or Infectious Inquiry. Alright. Now we're in an okay spot. We'll play the Peat Bog. I can go like Petal, Snap, Progress, Weather. Petal, Snap, untap, untap. I want to be untap, untap. I can't progress into Weather, so I must pass the turn. I'm looking for a spot to be able to cast my Viviser's Insight, basically. What is this? White Mane Lion. 2/2 when it ETBs return a creature you control to its owner's hand, it has Flash. That's interesting. That means that they can, like, flash things in to make it difficult for me to, like, use my snaps. They play a Battle Screech. So I'm definitely going to snap a bird. Screeches again. They get in for 3. We find another snap. Play... So the Peat Bog is an issue because I need more blue mana. Don't really have to play the Peat Bog first. So I'll just go Steady Progress. All we find is Peat Bogs. We'll play Peat Bog. Play a Lotus Petal. Make blue, green, bounce a bird. untap, tapped, bounce another bird, untap again, and then we will cast Vivisearch's Insight. 1, 2, 3, using a blue from the pentad. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, pentad, and target you. So they have 3 poison. I'll cast Weather Storm. I'm at 30. It's still precarious. Opponent plays a Raffine's Informant. Discarding a Lunarch Veteran, they can reanimate that. It will become a 1/2 or 1/1 flyer with, or once it gets disturbed. What's weird about the disturbed creatures, if you bounce it to hand, it doesn't go away like a token would. They could just replay the original side. They scry bottom with their Mardu Devotee. Plays a 3-man Inspector. They're going quite wide. Storm is 3. They get in. It was 6 damage. I'll cast Infectious Inquiry. We found a Sapper's Inscary, which is solid if we don't have anything to do. We can develop our blue mana. Oh, that's not good. We've pretty much bricked here, and we just have to hope that they can't just kill me. I'm yielding until the blocks just to respond to like a pump spell. They have 11 power on the table. They're getting in. No effects. We're at 11. We're dead next turn. So it's draw spell or bust for me. Opponent plays a Core Skyfisher. I don't think that popping off the Weather Storm here is where I need to be. Plays a Plains. We find a Deep Analysis. So we're going to go tap, tap, tap. Cast Deep Analysis. We'll float a green. Okay, we find Steady Progress. So now I can Steady Progress. Storm is 2. Another Steady Progress. All right. Storm is 3. So if we... Okay, we find a Lotus Petal. I can just go Deep Analysis into Weather Storm because it makes up for the Deep Analysis effect, basically. I'll Deep Analysis myself. If I find another Petal, then I can keep my Prism, but I cannot. I'll cast Weather Storm. Did I forget to infect them? I don't even know. Let's see. We've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did not forget to infect them. I'm at 26. They find the 3rd land. They play Luminous Phantom. That means they do not have a pump spell this turn. They'll get in. I think it's 13. So I might go to 13. Could be just... I think it's 13 damage. Oh no! Leonardo. Uh-oh. Is this lethal? Is it lethal? We go to 4 life. I have to find 3 more infect. Let's just have all of our lands. We'll use Experimental Augury and a black. I'll take the Progress. Go to 6. We'll power up the lands. I'll Augury again. Finding another Experimental Augury, so it's GG. Nice. Cast Experimental Augury. Take the Vivisearch's Insight. And I'll cast the Vivisearch's Insight because I want to put a draw 3 on the stack. Whee! Alright. Draw cards, win the game. That's my favorite. So, we like Breath Weapon more than Snap, probably. And we like the Moment's Peace. My opponent is probably going to be bringing in some number of Dust to Dust. So they're bringing in Dust to Dust, and we can't really do anything about that. We could bring in the Bring the Ending, but I don't think it's that good. We'll just cut on the Chalice and submit. All right, I'm going to try keeping this. We have the Experimental Augury trying to find a land. We have a Breath Weapon to clear the board. They might not be able to play around the Breath Weapon. We find a Moment's Peace. We play our tap land and pass. If I find a land off the top, I'll play the Contentious Plan, and if I don't find a land, I will cast the Experimental Augury to try to find one. Opponent's getting in. They're going to use the Leonardo. So I have a 1-power attacker. We go to 19. Plays the Lunarch Veteran. Find a Weather Storm. I have to Experimental Augury, trying to find a land. Find a Hickory Woodlot. I'll play the Woodlot out. Next turn, we can use a Contentious Plan to reset to 2 on the depletions. And then another Contentious Plan to go to 3. So that we can potentially cast Moment's Peace or Weather Storm. Opponent attacks in for 3. We're at 16. They go Skyfisher picking up the Lunarch Veteran, maybe? Okay. Replace the Lunarch Veteran. So they have a lot of 3-butt creatures, which means that the Breath Weapon is not super good. We'll draw a card. Finding the Inquiry is alright, but we don't have black mana. We don't have any mana. Draw. Another Contentious Plan. So what do we get rid of? I guess it's a Weather the Storm. When it gets in, they put me to 10. Find a Hickory Woodlot. So I'm going to pass. They flash in the White Mane Lion, which I guess picks up the Lunarch Veteran. They only have 7 power, so I'm not going to cast the Moment's Peace. When it attacks in, this is 7 damage. Okay, I'll go to 3. Plays the Lunar Veteran. We'll play Steady Progress. 3 life. Drawing a Deep Analysis. I'll try Deep Analysis targeting myself. We need black mana. I'll play out the Petal. I'll pass. I'll discard a Deep Analysis. When it will attack in, I'll go ahead and cast Moment's Peace. They play out a Lunarch Veteran. Discarding a Lunarch Veteran. I mean, Rafine's Informant discarding a Lunarch Veteran. Then they play a Luminous Phantom. Let's start with Infectious Inquiry. Go to 1 life. Play Lotus Petal. Play Lotus Petal. Play Saprous and Scary. Go red Breath Weapon. They gain some life, but they have a lot less power on the table now. And then I'll cast a Weather Storm. Now I go to 16. My opponent probably can still kill me if I don't do very much. We need to leave open the Moment's Peace if we can. We can go like Contentious Plan this turn, and then next turn we have 6 mana for Steady Progress plus Moment's Peace. They played Rafine's Informant and discarded a Plains. Now they're getting in for 6. I'm at 10. They have 9 power on the table. I'll start with Contentious Plan. We find another Weather Storm. So we'll play out the Hickory Woodlot here, and then go to their turn. They're attacking. Pretty expected. Play Moment's Peace, and then we'll play Steady Progress. I'm just a Fog deck now. Draw a card. We draw Vivisearch's Insight. That's strong. In order to make that work, we really need some number of, well, let's just go Deep Analysis, draw 2, Deep Analysis again. Oh my goodness. Make black, cast Infectious Inquiry, go to 2 life, play Lotus Petal, lay out Peat Bog, make green-green, or blue-green. We'll go Weather Storm and Weather Storm. Pass. That's all my Weather Storms that are in the deck. So I can no longer try to gain life and survive. I just have to cast spells. Still haven't found any of my pentad prisms. Opponent's getting in. It's 9 damage. Let's play... Tap my lands that won't die this turn. Cast Vivisearch's Insight. Floating a black. Put our opponent to 5 poison. 5 infect. I don't even know. Poison counters. We draw a Moment's Peace. That's strong. We can go Infectious Inquiry. Play Saprous and Scary. Cast a Contentious Plan. Oh, it's a 7. I'll pass. I'll just discard the Woodlot now. I've got the Moment's Peace. I think I'm just going to Fog this turn. They revoke my existence. Fine. My poor land. My poor Lotus Petal. I knew that they would be bringing in Artifact Hate. What if they're just sitting on a bunch of Artifact Hate? That doesn't matter. How about Moment's Peace? Sorry. They should have had Raven Charms here. We have 2 petals, or 1 petal left, plus the 4 pentads. So I guess I could try these experimental auguries to try to find a pentad prism. Let's go Augury. There's a pentad, nice. And we definitely win this turn. Not going to worry about putting mana back on my stuff. Play this, or play the pentad, play a Steady Progress, put you to 9, boop, and then we'll draw 3. Boop. GG. All right, we'll see you in round 3. Okay, round 3 versus Grim Lavamancer. It makes me think that they're playing Burn, but I don't know. I do have Pentad Prism. I can also play the Infectious Inquiry. I'm gonna try keeping this hand. Oh, I already mulliganed, so that's fine. But this hand is better. We'll keep. We'll get rid of what? Maybe Deep Analysis. All right, they are playing Burn. They're true to their name. Play this Hickory Woodlot and pass. So the best draw for me now is a cheaper proliferation spell so that I can start chaining and growing my artifacts. They're on Madness Burn, but they discard a mountain to grab the prize, which is one of the weaker starts. So here I have Peat Bog. If I play Chalice, I have 3/4 mana. I think I have to... I guess I just play this Chalice and then pass. This next turn I can play the Pentad off Chalice and an island, and it won't be big, but then the next turn I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They plot a Highway Robbery. Now I have a Steady Progress, so this is enough. Play Pentad Prism. I'll have 1 mana left over, plus 1 mana from the Prism, plus 1 mana from the Chalice. Steady Progress. And now I have to try and beat them before they beat me. Here comes a gutter snipe into a highway robbery. They discard a mountain. They're passing the turn. We'll play Sappers and Scary. Cast Viviser's Insight. 1, 2, 3. And now we drew Pentad, Augury, Inquiry. Play Petal. We'll make mana. Play a Pentad Prism. And then bounce the Gutter Snipe. They're going to kill their own Gutter Snipe. And they bolt face. Okay. Hopefully I'm not dead here. Untap. We'll cast Infectious Inquiry. We draw the Weather Storm. Let's go. Experimental Augury. Finding Contentious Plan. Yeah, we're alive. We're definitely alive here. Got so much mana in play. Play Contentious Plan. This is when I'm just chugging here. We're doing the thing. Another Contentious Plan. Don't mind if I do. Oh yeah. Storm is 9. Nice. And how about we gain 30 life? Okay, that'll be a little bit of a stopgap, but maybe we'll still die to the Gutter Snipe. Opponent not with the fastest start, but the Gutter Snipe is back. And post board, they are a deck playing like 50 Pyroblasts, so I think it becomes way, 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 way worse for me post board. We're going to slam this Viviser's Insight, draw 3 cards, power up our stuff, deep analysis myself. We drew another Weather Storm, play another Chalice, play... I think I'm just going to use an artifact mana to deep analysis myself again. Okay, play out a Lotus Petal, play Sappers and Scary, play a Weather Storm, gain 18 life. Opponent's at 5. Alright, and I've successfully poisoned them every time I was supposed to and didn't misclick. So that's good. I have 5 lands in hand, not great, but if I draw a deep analysis, I can rebuild. They'll get in for a 3, putting me to 52. They discard a Lava Dart. We have an Infectious Inquiry. Let's cast Infectious Inquiry. Draw 2 cards. We'll make a mana, play Experimental Augury. This is plus a bunch of mana. Viviser's Insight is the pick over the other Augury. We'll go Augury on top, Peatbog on the bottom, power up. Are they conceding? They conceded! Let's go! So, beating Burn is probably the litmus test of the format. Okay, we're bringing in Dispels and Breath Weapons, and maybe even Scattershot. And then we're going to cut the Chalices and the Snaps. So that's an even 7 swap. Makes us a little bit slower because we don't have as much mana on the board, but we need to have Dispels for Pyroblast. And Breath Weapon is decent at clearing their board. This is not a good enough hand. We have no mana. We'll mulligan. This hand has a lot of mana. That's a pretty good keep. We can put back the Petal or the Peatbog. I think it's just going to be the Petal. When it goes Epicure, turn 1, we find the Scattershot. So Petal gone means I have no red mana. They pay 2 mana. They play a Kessig. That means I want to play out my Hickory and go straight into probably the Experimental Augury. Take the Weather Storm, and I will pass. Opponent will Faithless Looting. Discards Lava Dart Mountain. Plays a second land, plays another Kessig. Can we find a Snap? I don't know. Contentious Plan. We'll play Peatbog and cast another Experimental Augury. What I was going to say is, I think we're looking for a Pentad Prism. We found the Pentad Prism. It sucks to put the Infectious Inquiry on the bottom, but hopefully we find another one. And this way we can potentially storm off. Opponent's getting in. 3 damage. You don't love it. Let's see what their play is. They have 2 cards in hand. They discard a Fiery Temper. We know they have Lava Dart. Fiery Temper will put me to 7 life. They draw a card. They pass the turn. We'll play Pentad Prism. Play Contentious Plan. Cast Experimental Augury. Breath Weapon. Oh, geez. We have to take the Inquiry here, I think. Cast Contentious Plan. And they could beat the Weather Storm here. Let's cast Weather the Storm. I mean, I do have a Dispel. So if they go Fire Blast plus Lava Dart, I can Dispel the Fire Blast. Bolt. I will Dispel the Bolt. We take 2 going to 5, then we gain a bunch of life. Still not enough to live. I'm at 20. They cast Highway Robbery. They sacrificed a land. They play a mountain. Okay. If I can find red and take out some of their creatures, that'd be good. I'm going to try this Infectious Inquiry. We find a Dispel. Scary. Play Progress. They go to 2 poison. I think I'm dead. They have 4 power, plus a Lava Dart for 3. I'm super dead. Maybe they have just lands in hand. That's the only way that I can survive. I'm at 8. Burn spell plus Lava Dart kills me. Anything plus Lava Dart kills me. They smash smithereens. So it looks like they went for artifact removal instead of playing pyros. And I think I'm going to go ahead and bring in the snaps again instead of the breath weapon scattershot stuff. And maybe we should cut on one of the deep analysis or a pedal or dispel. I'll cut one dispel. I really wanted the snaps there. Okay, I'm on the play. Not good enough. So close though. Mulligan. We have to mulligan again. And this hand does do it, right? So we'll get rid of one Infectious Inquiry. And then I guess it's the deep analysis. Play the Peat Bog, pass the turn. So turn 2 for me is pedal Infectious Inquiry, and then play the Sappers and Scary and hope that I draw a way to proliferate. Draw 2. We'll go to 18. We find a snap. Opponent plays a mountain. They go Faithless Looting, discarding double snacker. Because why not? I'll play Hickory Woodlot, pass the turn. Maybe they will have to flash back the looting, and I can just cast my Vivisurgeon's Insight. They've plot a robbery. Now I'm concerned that they do have Pyroblast. I have a contentious plan. Play a Peat Bog and pass the turn. They play a Gutter Snipe, and then they're going to flash back the robbery, or unplot the robbery, cast it for 0. Then they get double snackers. They play a land. They sacrificed a mountain there. We're going to attempt a contentious plan. Looks like they're F6'd. You go to 2 poison. Attempt to snap the Gutter Snipe. They red blast. I'll cast Steady Progress. Ah, I forgot to poison them. Dang it. No. I'm dead. I'm super dead. So Hydroblast would have been much better here than Dispel. I just can't play around everything. My deck is very clunky, and opponent's deck is very streamlined and destructive. So, unfortunate. We will scoop it up. It was not actually that close. We went 2-1, or 1-2. Let's see if we can go 3-2 in this league. Match 4, we're up versus Louise. I think this is also a terror player. The format is very, very fast and very streamlined, so maybe my version of Poison Storm just isn't getting it done. I don't know. We're not facing any mid-range decks. Interesting. Okay, I think this hand is decent. I'm going to keep. Oops. Our opponent is on black-white, so I'll play Sappers and Scary and pass the turn. If I find a land, I can just play the Chalice. Well, maybe. If they play the refurb, I can discard the deep analysis. So it's not the end of the world. But now I need a land. Experimental Augury, we find Peat Bog, which is better than the Sappers and Scary here due to having all of these artifacts. So I will pass. They might refurb me again, and then I discard the Weather Storm. Then I'll go Pentad, Chalice, Contentious Plan. They're getting in. Here comes Hawk Refurb. Just saddest times. The saddest of times. I will discard the Weather Storm. Okay. Pentad Prism. The nice thing about this draw is that I can now cast Chalice, and then cast Lotus Petal, and then cast Contentious Plan, another Chalice, cast that, and then we'll go Deep Analysis. I'll pass the turn. We have another Deep Analysis in hand, which we can put into the graveyard. They get in for 2. The other option is to discard the Steady Progress. That might be better. I could draw 4 cards instead of just 2. Skyfisher, pick up, Refurbish Familiar, play, Refurbish Familiar. I'm just not a fan, but that's okay. I think it's boring. I guess people probably find what I'm doing boring, huh? Let's play Pentad Prism, play Experimental Augury. Guess I have to look. I find the Weather Storm and 2 lands, so I'll just take the weather. 2, 3, 4. Make a bunch of mana. Tap for 3. Blue. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. The Weather Storm is going well here. Done. We'll play blue. Cast Contentious Plan. Now I have a billion mana, but I'm running out of cards. We can snap, but that's not that good. I'll Deep Analysis myself. 1 mana left over. Let's Deep Analysis myself again. I could also just play the Pentad Prism. Let's Deep Analysis. Okay. And then cast Weather Storm. Zoom! Back in the game. Our opponent casts Olympus. They have 6 power on the table. Next turn, I have Infectious Inquiry, probably tapping the chalice because I don't need the colored source mana. I want to like maintain my colors. Plays a Refurbished Familiar, discarding a Peat Bog. At this point, the Refurbished Familiar is not that big of an issue because I just have so many, I had so many cards that I drew. They get in. Pew, we'll play Pentad Prism. Given that I drew an Experimental Augury, I'd rather Infectious Inquiry first. It didn't really work out, did it? I thought that I would have enough mana, but I did not. I suppose yeah, we're just going to go Experimental Augury. Kind of whiffed. I'll take the Lotus Petal. Go to 2. Done. I'll play Lotus Petal. And then I'll just... Maybe I could just like double target something with Snap. Like target the Thraben Inspector twice. So go blue, blue. Hold control. Target Thraben Inspector. Target Thraben Inspector. Untap. No response. Untap, untap. I should have played my land. I don't know why I did that. Didn't want them to get extra value, I guess. Green, green. Play Weather the Storm and Weather the Storm. Now I have enough life that there's probably going to take a few turns for them to kill me. Opponent gets in for 8, putting me to 58. Maybe they have Okiva Gang. They're going to go ahead and pick up a Refurbished Familiar and then recast a Refurbished Familiar. By having this Woodlot in my hand, it means they're not drawing an extra card. That might matter. They play a Thraben Inspector. Now I'm just going to play the land out and screw it. When it gets in, that was 12 damage, so I actually don't have that many turns to live. They pick up a refurb so they can draw a card. 2 cards in hand. Now they have 14 damage. Let's cast Infectious Inquiry that I drew. Draw 2. Cast Deep Analysis. Draw 2. Cast Pentad Prism. Nice. Play Steady Progress. Boom, boom. Now I have tons of mana again. We'll go blue. Deep Analysis myself. Okay. More mana. Nice. Cast Experimental Augury. Take the Contentious Plan. Can I storm off? Every single proliferation is making me mana. I guess other than the Vivisurgent Insight. Cast Contentious Plan. Opponent's at 5. Okay, we find Infectious Inquiry. Let's draw. We're doing it. Storming off. I'll cast Progress. This is dice flipping .deck. Opponent goes to 7. How about another Steady Progress? Opponent at 8. Cast Contentious Plan. Opponent at 9. And we will finish them off with a draw 3. There is nothing more fun for me than drawing cards and winning the game. Opponent at 9. Opponent at 10. Boom. We don't have to click all of our stuff at that point. It looks like not necessary. Even drew another draw 3. So, post board here. Snap seems not super good. I think I'm just bringing in Breath Weapon Scattershot. I'm expecting my opponent to be playing some amount of the Artifact Hate as well, the Dust to Dust and whatnot. All right, we have an unfortunate mulligan. We don't have blue mana. If I had blue mana, I would keep this, probably. Mulligan. Okay. We do keep. I'll put back the Hickory Woodlot. My plan is going to be to jam the Infectious Inquiry as soon as possible. Play the Peat Bog. Pass the turn. I'm nervous about a Duress. That would be worst case scenario here. They have Refurbished Familiar. So I'll get rid of Chalice, I think. We'll go Scary, Petal, Draw 2, Contentious Plan, and Steady Progress. Vivisurgent Insight in hand is very good. If they refurb me again right now, that's pretty bad. I kind of want all the cards in my hand. The Pentad Prisms will help me storm off. If they do have Dust to Dust, double Pentad is a little bit of a risk though. When it gets in for 2, we'll go to 16. No, yeah, 16. Because we already took 2 from the Infectious Inquiry. Glinhawk will pick up the Refurbished Familiar, and then they will cast it. I guess I have to discard the Pentad. Discard Pentad. We'll cast Contentious Plan. Then play land. I'm actually going to Steady Progress. This way I can cast the Vivisurgent's Insight next turn. We drew a Scattershot, so someday I can wipe their board. They're getting in for 4. And then they'll go ahead and ninja back the refurb, which will still be 4 damage. I'll go to 12. And then they cast a Refurbished Familiar. So I guess I'm going to discard the Scattershot then. More likely that I can live if we drew a Breath Weapon. We're going to cast Vivisurgent's Insight. Draw 3 cards. Poison you to 4. And then I will pass the turn. Opponent gets in, 7 damage. I think I discard Breath Weapon. They have yet another pick up and put down the refurb. They're paying costs. I'm trying to figure it out. Plays a Core Skyfisher. Let's see how much mana I have. They pick up a land. Then they Fanatical Offering away their land. We have a Weather Storm. So if I play Petal, I'll have 6 mana. Pentad goes to 5. Then I can play Weather plus Breath Weapon, but Breath Weapon kills 2 creatures only. I'm at 5, so I have to do something. Oh no, wait, I can just convert. I can kill all of their creatures here, but then I'm stuck on mana. Petal, Black will make Pentad Prism. Storm is 2. I can just kill these 2 creatures, Glinthawk and Refurb, and then cast Weather. That seems fine. Breath Weapon, Weather Storm. When a Fanatical Offering sacrificing their map, puts a map back on the table, puts a land on the table, they'll get in for 2 or 4. I'm looking to draw a spell. We did not find anything good, but I think I sacrificed my land to Viviser's Insight here. They go to 5 poison, play an island, pass. Next turn I can cast another Viviser's Insight. When it has a duress. That's a bummer. We lose our draw 3. They get in for 4 again. And we go to 9. Then they play a Core Skyfisher. Storm is 2. They pick up the map token. I'll play the Peat Bog. Opponent gets in. This is 7 damage. They're going to use Oraku, Saki, Shredder Rising. And I will go Breath Weapon. And then what? They Fanatical Offering their creature. I'm just going to Scattershot and clear the board. So I think a Deep Analysis would be solid. Any proliferation into a draw spell would also be good. Them taking away my Viviser's Insight really toasted me. Really got me down. We draw Viviser's Insight. Guess we're casting it. Draw 3. Put you to 6. Play Scary. Pass the turn. They use the Explore and reveal a bounce land. They explored off the map. Alright, they pick up a Swamp. Attacks in for 1. We go to 8. They do have Core Skyfishers to pick up and replay the Thraben Inspector. Plays a Core Skyfisher. They will pick up the Thraben Inspector. They will play, looks to be a Thraben Inspector. Thraben Inspector again. We're gonna cast Steady Progress. Put you to 7. Play a Lotus Petal. Play Pentad Prism. And then make green. Weather the Storm. I'm at 35. You have 4 power on the table. Next turn you're drawing. You're going to be able to put down a 3/1 that draws you a card. Maybe I should have just played the island. They Glinthawk, picking up a clue, I guess, or picking up a land. I feel like you should have just... I think maybe doing that post-combat could have been better because they could have drawn a card and then gotten value off the Glinthawk. They even cycled the Suffocating Fumes. So I'm not sure what the goal was there. They get their Orakai on the table. Oraku. And it looks like they also have Leonardo. Bashes in. We're going to hope to chain some draw spells. We've used 3 Weather Storms. There's 1 left in the deck. All of our Pentad Prisms are kaput. They play a Thraben. I still have 4 Deep Analysis left. Play Sappers and Scary, and I'll pass the turn. I should have played out the island previously. When it wastes the dust on my dead Pentad Prisms. Okay. So you shouldn't do that. They don't actually accomplish anything. You should still keep your dust in hand. They were never going to get counters again. They were dead. We're at 13. We're going to be dead if we don't draw a draw spell. I have 1 Lotus Petal left in the deck and 1 Weather Storm. Opponent continues putting creatures on the table. We have no more board wipes either. Okay. Let's go. Deep Analysis. So draw 2. Draw 2. Alright, we will concede. Now, I need to figure out if the Breath Weapon Scattershot was any good. It didn't seem like it was any good, right? It was pretty medium. The main problem I had was that I had to mulligan. I didn't draw the Deep Analysis. Is anything going to be better than that? Maybe the Snap can just have me chaining and winning easier. Kind of just go back to the original configuration. Okay. Well, we have an Infectious Inquiry quickly, so I think I like that. It's nice to start drawing cards in the face of their duress deck. Start with the Peat Bog. They play Ancient Den turn 1. and a 3-mana Inspector. I think I'm just going to go Woodlot into Lotus Petal and play the Chalice off of that, or the Infectious Inquiry off that. Okay, pass. They play another 3-mana Inspector and Orzhov Basilica. We found Vivisurgeon's Insight. We're in a bad spot because we don't have enough blue mana. I guess I play Island and pass the turn. Next turn, I can go Chalice into Vivisurgeon's Insight, sacrificing my Peat Bog. When it gets in for 2, we're trying to fade another refurb or duress effect. They play the Ancient Den again, play another 3-mana Inspector, 3 creatures on the table. I find Pentad, not enough either. Play the Chalice, sacrificing my land, and then Vivisurgeon's Insight, powering up my lands, and giving you a counter. If I find a proliferation off the top, my hand starts to be crazy because I can pentad and then proliferation and make a bunch of mana. They're getting in. I go to 12. A Fanatical Offering a clue. They draw 2 cards instead of 1 card, and they get a map. They play out a Glinhawk. They can pick up their Ancient Den if they haven't found a land drop yet, and then play another 1-drop. No, they pick up the map token and play a Basilica. We did find Contentious Plan, so let's Prism into Prism. Then play Contentious Plan for free because we are going to use the proliferation effect. Bring back the counters. Opponent goes to 3. Another Contentious Plan is pretty welcome. Contentious Plan. You go to 4. I'd rather have the blue mana in play. Let's make blue. Cast Deep Analysis targeting myself. We find Experimental Augury. I will cast Experimental Augury. I'm going to have to take the Vivisurgeon's Insight here. Go to 5. All right, and then I'll play Sappers and Scary and cast a Weather the Storm. Boom. If they have the Dust to Dust in hand, I would probably still go after the Pentad Prisms. They choose to go after 1 Prism and 1 Chalice. Okay, they're getting in. They have a Ninja this time. They'll hit me for 7 damage, and they draw a card and lose a life. Not that the life loss matters to them very much. We find a Weather the Storm. Play this Peat Bog out. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight, draw 3 cards, put you to 6 poison, and then I will go ahead and draw 2 cards and pass the turn. I'll discard 2 lands. Next turn we probably can win. They can't Dust to Dust me unless they hit their own clue or land, and then I have Snap to bounce their Ninja or whatever. They play a 3-mana Inspector. They're getting in. Looks like they have yet another Ninja. This one's the Lifelink Ninja, picking up a 3-mana Inspector. And they also have a Leonardo and Crack a Clue. So we go to 10, but I don't think it matters. I'm going to tap all my lands, play a Pentad Prism. Then I'll cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw 3 cards, put you to 7. That only cost me 3 mana because of the Pentads. I'll cast Contentious Plan. That one was free. You go to 8. I'll go ahead and snap your Ninja. Untap. Cast another Vivisurgeon's Insight, draw 3. Boom. And then we'll cast a Infectious Inquiry. Kabam! That way I don't have to click anything. The game just ends. We'll see you in round 5. Round 5. On the draw versus Yaga. My opponent I've never seen before, so I'm going to assume they're on burn, which means this hand is probably fine. Let's keep. Because we can pedal for the Experimental Augury to find another land. We have the Weather the Storm in hand. A lot of assumptions being made. Not burn, it's affinity. So this is a Refurbished Familiar deck. Plays Great Furnace. Here comes the Refurbished Familiar. Probably have to discard Weather or Steady Progress. I think it's going to be the Weather. Play an Ichor Wellspring, surprising me. Let's play Island and cast Experimental Augury. We're looking for a Chalice. Sappers and Scary is pretty good if we could find anything. But if we, I guess I will pedal and Experimental Augury again. I'll just take another Augury. Right now, what I'm looking for is my Infection. I'll pass. There's the Refurbished Familiar that I knew you had. Well, we'll discard Weather the Storm. We're hoping that we can get another one right there. Let's play Sappers and Scary. Going to Augury. If I find a draw 3, I'll take it. If I find a Pentad Prism, I'll take it. I think I just have to take the draw spells. Take the Steady Progress. Okay, opponent plays a Thoughtcast into a Krark-Clan Shaman. Gets in for 2. We have a Deep Analysis. I'll Deep Analysis. Okay. Lay out Sappers and Scary. I will pass the turn. We might be able to go for like a big chalice into draw some cards into a Weather the Storm. They play a Blood Fountain. Hunter's Blowgun. So that would give their Karkland Shaman Death Touch. They have 1 Mirror Enforcer. They'll get in for 3, putting me to 15. And next turn they have 7 damage, which would put me to 6. And I guess they have 8 damage, which would be lethal. 6, 5, no, not lethal. I'm just trying to play around the number of Galvanic Blasts they have in their hand, which is likely a lot. We will play Everflowing Chalice, cast Steady Progress, finding a snap. I will snap the Mirror Enforcer on tap, cast a Viviser's Insight, and we kind of found the nuts here, I guess. Play a land, play a pentad prism, play a Lotus Petal. Maybe it's not the nuts, but we can Weather the Storm here. And then we would lose a Steady Progress if they have another Refurbished Familiar. But we've got a lot of cards. We're kind of ahead. And next turn, we can start the infection. Let's draw more cards. We're at 36. Your turn. They have 2 lands in play. Lots of artifacts, though. Plays a Swamp. Mirror Enforcer is now 0 mana. There it goes. Any more of those? They pay 2. Probably going to... Okay, they play a Wellspring. I expected a draw spell. Okay. What's next? I'm hoping to fade a Refurbished Familiar. They play a Blood Fountain. When I saw the 1 single black mana being tapped, I was a little nervous. They'll put me to 33. Postboard, this deck has Pyroblast. Okay, can we just lead on Viviser's Insight? No. We have to lead on Infectious Inquiry, duh. Draw. Let's play another Chalice. And then the Steady Progress is like... I don't think I want to play the Steady Progress off of the 3 mana I have. I think I'd rather tap the Chalice and then pay the 3 mana. 3... Oh, is that enough? Yes, it's enough. Okay, Viviser's Insight. Draw 3. We drew a Contentious Plan, so that means I can cast Contentious Plan and grow my Chalice while still having it available to use. We'll go blue, Steady Progress, put you to 4. Can even play a land, and then I will draw another 2 cards. Deep Analysis. I love casting Deep Analysis. It's the nuts, but maybe it's just too slow. I need better plans versus mono blue and mono red. That's what it comes down to. I think mono red is generally going to be favored into this deck because they just have 8 Pyroblasts and an insanely fast clock. Opponent has a Black Mage's Rod. I'm at 28, so it's starting to get there as far as like damage goes. We have a really large amount of mana on the table though. They Toxin Analysis just to ping me. It's turn 7. I have... Well, it is my turn 6. I have 6 lands in play that tap for 8, 9, 10 mana. Plus I have an additional 10 mana off the Chalices. And now I've drawn a Pentad Prism, which makes it even wilder. So let's grow our artifacts. Cast a Steady Progress. Nice. Ooh, another Pentad Prism. Okay. Now my deck's just like, let's do the thing. And I'll... pay a mana, cast Viviser's Insight, grow all my Pentads. I'm going to stop clicking my lands after this. When it goes to 6, play Island, play Contentious Plan. These are rituals now, big rituals. Contentious Plan, very nice. 1 and 8. Yeah, it's just over. I'll just tap my Chalice, shoot a 9, and then make a black mana and Infectious Inquiry. Little bit of time saving there. We win game 1. Is this deck going to be able to beat Affinity in game 2 and 3? I'm not sure. I think we have to deal with Pyroblast with Dispels. So I like bringing those in. Deep Analysis is also solid versus Pyroblast. We can maybe trim 2 snaps, a Chalice. I guess I'm going to get rid of all the snaps. Bring the Chalice in. Just see how that goes. One other way to beat mid-range decks with this would be to be playing Serrated Arrows. You just kill every single creature that they have. This is a turn 2 Chalice into Contentious Plan, so I'll keep. Ooh, Drawsforge Bridge. Play Sappers Scary. I'll pass the turn. Now what I can do is play Chalice, and then play Island, play Petal. And I have 1, 2, 3, play Infectious Inquiry. Then I can use the Everflowing Chalice Contentious Plan to try to draw cards. They play a Black Mage's Rod. Now I can go Chalice, Chalice, Chalice into Petal Augury. I'm trying to figure out how I can have the most mana in play. I'm going to play my chalice out, then play a land, play another chalice out. The only problem is that I have the Infectious Inquiry in hand, and now it's like not that great. But we will experiment with Augury, find Deep Analysis or Infectious Inquiry. We don't need the Infectious Inquiry. The Woodlot is something we might want, but we're going to be drawing more lands, so I'll just take the Deep Analysis. We're hoping we can draw more lands anyway. I have... that was my turn 2, and I'm going to untap on turn 3 with 7 mana. Wow. They play a bridge, duress. I expect that they take the Infectious Inquiry here. And then they Galvanic Blast me. They took my Weather Storm. We're going to cast Contentious Plan, which gives me mana back. I'm at 14. We have a Pentad Prism. Cast Deep Analysis. Play a Peat Bog. Lay out my dead. This will put me to 11. If they have 2 more Galvanics, I probably die. I'm going to play my Pentad and then pass the turn. They play Seed the Synod. They have a... Okay. Looks like they have a Cast into the Fire. They're going to go after the Pentad Prism. They undo. Makes 2 mana. They're going to Fanatical Offering, sacrificing a land. Reckoner's Bargain, sacrificing their blue land. Goes to 4 cards in hand. And then they cast into the Fire the Prism. We'll go to 12. Now 10. Cast Infectious Inquiry. Cast Steady Progress. Poison you. Try and Vivisearch's Insight. Draw 3. You're at 3 now. Play Woodlot. Pass the turn. If they have Galvanic Blast plus Spell, I'm dead. Let's see what they have. They have Refurbished Familiar. I'll just discard the Infectious Inquiry. Take it in for 2. I'm at 6. If I untap, I can protect myself against a Galvanic Blast. They pay 2 mana. Okay, it looks like they might have it. They sacrifice their land. I'm at 5. Galvanic Blast kills me. They don't have the Galvanic. We play a Pentad. And then I guess I'm just going to go for Vivisearch's Insight to lead it off. They go to 4 poison. Make a blue. Play Contentious Plan. 5 poison for the opponent. Another Steady Progress. Play a land. Play a Petal. Play Steady Progress. This Pentad Prism is doing a lot of work. Okay. So we ran out of... I guess I can play 1 more Steady Progress before starting to use the Pentad Prism mana. Okay, Steady Progress. They're at 7. We'll cast Deep Analysis, targeting myself. Another Progress, okay. They go to 8. Can we get it done? We found Weather Storm, so I guess it doesn't really matter if we get it done or not. Let's cast Infectious Inquiry. We have another Dispel. Then I'll go for... Make green. Cast Weather Storm. Gain 30. Seems like that might be good enough. And then I'm going to go ahead for blue and Deep Analysis myself. Okay. We'll discard this Peat Bog. Next turn I have Experimental Augury with double protection, but I can't beat a Duress right now. They play out a Wellspring. We're probably going to get a 3-2, but I don't want to count my chickens because they could have a Duress. They had 1 Duress previously. Plays a Bridge. Looks like they might pass the turn. They're getting in for 4. We'll go to 25 off the attacks. They have just red open. I'm sort of expecting the Pyroblast at this point, but they didn't have it before. But they drew a solid amount of cards. Can I have an Experimental Augury? I'd like to win the game, please. We win the game. Okay. So we finished 3-2. I don't know if this was like not a good enough version of Poison Storm, or if it was just that it's hard to beat Terror and Mono Red with Poison Storm. I'm going to say it's just hard to beat Terror with Mono Red and Poison Storm, and this is still going to be the one that I would recommend. I do need to figure out better plans versus Terror, and I think that in Poison Storm, like I said, if you have this kind of setup, I think that Lorien Revealed is not that important. I think Lorien is a strong card, but it's better when its synergy is, if you use it for a land, it's still good for you, or if you use it for a draw spell, it's good for you, and that's why I think it's good in Terror. I don't think that it's good in Familiars and in Poison Storm, because in those decks, you're really wanting to cast it as a draw spell. And when you pay 5 mana and your opponent counterspells it, it's just the most insanely backbreaking tempo. You're often going to find yourself kind of down if you can't get to that point, so I'm kind of off it. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed some Poison Storm. #still listening. I will see you in the next video.